You know, whenever somebody says people have taken time out of their busy schedules, it's usually reserved for not so busy people. So I hope that's not what she meant. But welcome, everyone. It's great to see everybody. All protocols observed. I'm sure that there are excellencies, there are honorable ministers who are here, senior government officials. So really glad that you're here this morning. Is doing. My name is Hadi Pemiwa. As I was introduced, I'm the president and group CEO of Cassava Technologies. We are Africa's leading digital infrastructure and digital solutions provider. And we're not just across the African continent. We now operate in the Middle East. We operate in Latin America. We operate in the USA. And we also operate in Europe. So Africa is well represented globally with Cassava Technologies. A lot of people have said, why Cassava? It's a great question which we get all the time. We do support agriculture with tech, but we're not in the business of farming cassava. But cassava is the most widely eaten carbohydrate on the African continent. From Eastern Cape to West Africa to North Africa, you will find cassava in the markets of Ikeja in Lagos and in the palaces of presidents in Kinshasa. So hence the name Cassava. Technology is meant to be accessible, ubiquitous, available to everybody that can speak any language. And that's why we're here today. But today, it's my honor to introduce a man who has, for more than 3 decades, been at the forefront of Africa's technology revolution. A pioneering entrepreneur and one of the continent's most influential voices as far as digital transformation is concerned. He's the founder and executive chairman of Cassava Technologies. He's the visionary behind this Pan-African story that I just described, which is now a global tech company of African heritage, covering connectivity, co-location, cloud, cybersecurity, fintech, and now AI. We're serving millions of people across this continent, more than 120,000 kilometers of fiber, as you can see from that map. Our coverage map says we now cover more than 550 million people across 650 cities across the continent of Africa. We are supported by our shareholders in this endeavor, led by the Econet Group, who are our founding shareholders, Royal Bafokeng Holdings, the Public Investment Corporation of South Africa, the Fund for Export Development in Africa, part of the Africa Export-Import Bank, the US Development Finance Corporation, the British International Investment, formerly CDC Group, the Finnish Fund for Industrial Development, Gateway Capital Partners, and most recently, both Google and NVIDIA have joined as shareholders of Cassava. So it's really a proud moment for us to be able to share the new things that we're doing in AI. We have strategic partnerships with some of the world's leading global tech players: NVIDIA, Microsoft, Google, Oracle, OpenAI, Mistral, Anthropic. All of them have come to us in order to drive their own digital products and solutions across the continent. They come to us because, as we say to them, we speak African. They may speak the language of Silicon Valley, but when it comes to Africa, we know what works here, and we know what moves the needle. You know, nowadays, if any of you have got younger kids, they will tell you that if it's not on video, it doesn't exist. So we thought it would be great to just show a couple of videos from some of our partners talking about the partnerships that we have with them.
For years, Google's been investing across the continent there. we just recently announced that we've exceeded our $1 billion pledge to expand connectivity around the continent, including some recent subsea cable investments. And today, we're taking it one step further by announcing a new partnership with Cassava Technologies and Gemini. And the partnership has two parts. The first part is that Africans will be able to access Gemini with data-free access. So that means you'll be able to use it without any data charge. And second, millions of Africans are going to get access to our Google AI Plus plan for free. Now, this AI Plus plan comes with some amazing benefits, like access to the latest, most powerful Gemini model, 200 gigabytes of free storage, and you'll be able to try out our cutting-edge video and image generation models. This will all be rolling out soon across 9 countries in Africa to start, including places like Egypt, Kenya, Nigeria, and here in South Africa. We're so excited about what millions of Africans are going to be able to learn and build and create. And we're excited to be doing it with Cassava. Thank you.
At Anthropic, we recognize that the future of AI must be shaped not just by a few companies or countries, but by diverse perspectives from around the world. Africa's rapidly growing tech ecosystem has much to contribute to this global conversation. At Anthropic, we've already begun this journey through a strategic partnership with Cassava Technologies. Together, we're working to advance AI-based cloud services across Africa, integrating Claude's capabilities with Cassava's infrastructure. AI is projected to contribute $15.7 trillion to global GDP by 2030. The true measure of AI's value lies in how these technologies are deployed to solve real-world problems and improve lives. Through our collaborative efforts, Anthropic is working to ensure that Africa can not only leverage AI-driven services, but play a meaningful role in AI development and innovation.
First of all, congratulations to Cassava AI for launching the AI Factory. This is a huge milestone for the African AI ecosystem. And it presents a big opportunity for startups like Gabea all over the continent that are building native AI solutions.
With Cassava's AI Factory here on the continent, we can now build AI models for agriculture that are by farmers and for farmers here in Africa itself. And we can then crowd in other organizations that serve farmers, telecom operators, insurers, financiers, market players that can build their own applications on top of Farmer Chat and this AI infrastructure without having to reinvent the wheel.
Hi everybody, George Mendes here from Cell C. Just like to take the opportunity to thank Cassava Technologies for the AI factory that will be built in South Africa. I think quite clearly this will strengthen the ecosystem fundamentally. Also very grateful that they'll have sovereign data protection, if you like, supercomputing power, and of course this is the direction of travel. So on top of an existing already amazing relationship, we'd like to congratulate you. I wish you the best of success.
For an organization like Jacaranda Health, it's a game changer. Our mission is to improve maternal and newborn health outcomes, and your new infrastructure directly empowers our work. Having access to high-performance local AI compute will allow us to build faster, more responsive, and more intelligent health solutions for the mothers and babies that we serve. Ultimately, your work will help us save more lives.
Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, today as AI reaches this inflection point globally, we at Cassava are playing a leading role in enabling access to AI compute capacity locally and the adoption of AI industry solutions, as you have heard from some of these partners. And few leaders on this continent have pushed harder and worked tirelessly to ensure that the continent becomes a key player in leading the fourth industrial revolution. We were not there on the first, we were not there on the second. We barely participated in the third industrial revolution. And to quote my chairman, we are not going to be left behind. on this fourth industrial revolution. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming a visionary champion of Africa's digital future, the founder and group executive chairman of Cassava Technologies, Mr. Strive Masiyiwa.
Good morning, Cape Town. How are you guys? Can you hear me? You know, as I was walking past, I fist bumped with Andy Lenkaba. And I was thinking about Cape Town this morning. I first came to Cape Town around about 1992. And Andile and I were brought here by the people negotiating, advising the ANC delegation on the licensing of the mobile networks. It was me and Andile. They actually had the audacity to call us experts. But the thing was, there were no black Africans who knew anything about mobile communications. This is 92. And I had to explain to these guys how frequency spectrum worked and why there could only be 2 operators in South Africa. And one of them said to me, do you think it's better for us to focus on buying newspapers or to support this new thing that you're working on? I said, I think you should give them some support. So they decided to build MTN. And Vodacom was licensed, and the thing was unblocked. So I think you should give Andile a big bump, because he then became the first Director General of the regulator, post-apartheid Director General. So it's always, for me, when I look at a room like this and I see you all here, I just think of the journey we have come, the industry we have built together across this continent. From those days when Andile, myself, Nico Waitare were running around trying to explain to people what mobile communications was about. But really, I'm not here about the past. I'm here about the future today. A couple of months ago, I traveled to Silicon Valley with my team, and we met the founder of NVIDIA, Mr. Jensen Huang. And we signed an agreement to purchase the first GPUs for the African continent. They told us there were only 80 NVIDIA GPUs on the African continent. And I said to Mr. Huang, I wanted 12,000. And he said, sure, you can have them. So the 12,000 GPUs are being distributed across 5 sites. And being in the mother city, Cape Town, they are here. They're actually being installed at a site just outside the city here. The data center's been built. I think there were about 28 shipments, containerized shipments that were flown in with the GPUs. And we're already onboarding customers, so glad to have you on board. But what does this mean for you as an industry? That's what we're really here to talk about. Anyone can talk about all these fancy new terms, AI factory, AI refinery, and cloud, and so forth. But of course, most of you are techies like myself, so you don't need much explanation. But what does it mean for our industry? You saw the announcement from Josh Woodward, who heads the DeepMind team responsible for Google Gemini. They've asked us to play the role of integrating all the mobile operators. And we've already begun to integrate mobile operators who will feed back into our AI factories. So this is a huge step for us. What it basically means for you and your customers is that you can begin to offer them the Gemini app, as well as we've already integrated the Claude app, as you saw from Anthropic, and many of you are already using it through our teams here. I was hoping to introduce them this morning, but their flight came in late. The OpenAI team from who do ChatGPT will also be joining us later on today. So this is huge for us. But our AI factory, it's not what does a factory produce? How do we integrate you and your businesses as our customers so that you can offer services to your own customers? And for that, we needed to turn to a major strategic player in this industry, which is Accenture, who have built a platform that overlays and orchestrates so that we can mediate between the computer system itself and directly into enterprise Africa. I'm very pleased this morning because I didn't think he would make it. I saw him only about a week ago in San Francisco, but he says, I'm coming. The Senior Managing Director of Accenture is here. Please welcome Dave Wood to join me to the stage and to talk a little bit about what we can begin to do right now together as businesses in Africa.
Can you hear me? Thank you, Strive. So I'm with Accenture. This is by far one of our most exciting sovereign opportunities. We're so excited to work with Strive, with Cassava. We think his ambition is groundbreaking. We've seen nothing like it anywhere else in the globe. But to Strive's point, what we all need to remember is this incredible AI technology, this raw compute, isn't where the long-term value is going to get created. The long-term value, we believe, is really going to come when you can capture, when you can effectively harness the intelligence that gets produced from this technology. And that's really what our goal here is in Africa. We're going to take this intelligence, we're going to curate this intelligence, and we're going to make it fit for purpose for Africa industry. So how are we going to do that? Accenture has a strong presence in the region in South Africa. We're going to bring our global expertise, our global industry wherewithal, and we're going to curate the most accessible, the highest impact, the most compliant industry solutions delivered through Cassava's AI factory. We think it's going to be groundbreaking. We think it's going to be GDP market moving. And again, this is one of our most exciting sovereign initiatives that we've seen globally. So I appreciate Strive. I appreciate your vision, your ambition. We're humbled by your aspiration, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
In the time that I have, a few more minutes, I have kept one more exciting announcement to make. And we're trying to keep up with Sam Altman, man. He's making an announcement every week. I don't know how I'm going to handle this. But we've got one more. We've got one more. So just to count, we made the big announcement on Gemini today. So if you're a mobile operator, we can talk today about how you can offer the service with 6 months free access for your customers, so that when they download that app, they can use it to educate their children. They can use it to begin to really make sense of AI. So that's a huge one, guys. We have another team that I want to give a shout out to. We have the Google team that are here with us, and we're working on the rollout of AI Cloud, the distributed AI cloud platform. I don't know where Clayton and those guys are, but just give a wave. We will have separate, because of the complexity of some of these things. We have separate presentations, which I hope you will attend with our leadership teams, who are talking about what we can do together on cloud, who are talking about what we can do with the AI labs, and other opportunities that emerge. But I have one last one. I hope they can put up a slide. So, NVIDIA, we're past the GPUs. So anyone talking about compute, if you are a university, most of the major universities now, they already have access to our compute. And we are already talking. It's amazing what goes on, actually. Some of our universities, here in particular in Cape Town and other cities, they're already well up to speed. And they just came straight in and said, you know, we need 100 GPUs, we need 200 GPUs. Don't ask us what we're doing with them. So you just can't take them with you. But otherwise, there's a lot going on. And I'm excited about the startups. 24 startups in Africa already stepped up and have come to us with real requirements, not just stuff. These are guys who have been bootstrapping to get access to compute outside the continent, but they're now getting it here. So the big thing that I want to announce finally is Google this week NVIDIA have appointed us officially as their NCP cloud partner. So as the NCP cloud partner, we are the ones who have been given access to their library of solutions. So it's not enough to just say GPUs. You're mobile operators, okay? You want access to the library. The library of solutions for your radio access network. We've already developed a solution with them over the last 6 months for your radio access network, which could improve efficiency on your workloads of 25% right now on your networks. We've got solutions for your customer care. We've got solutions for your supply chain. We've got already 8 or 9 user applications that are available, which we could not deploy without GPUs. So we're not just going to have conversations with you about, I want GPUs, I want compute, and you're just listening to your IT guys. The reality is you need products that can improve customer service, that can improve applications, that can improve your productivity. Today, it's not just about customer acquisitions. We have to improve the way we deliver those services. We have to improve the quality of service. And this is what compute is all about. So it's a great honor for me that to have been chosen by NVIDIA, who, as Hadi earlier mentioned, are one of our partners, as a shareholder as well. I also want to give a big shout out to one of our investors. It wasn't mentioned at the beginning because I told them not to mention them, because I wanted to mention them. You know, there's some privileges you get as chairman, right? It costs a lot of money to buy a GPU. And it takes more than a GPU to build an AI factory. We have to build data centers. We have to build cooling systems of the type we hadn't seen before. So it costs money. That's why a lot of people thought in Africa we wouldn't be able to do anything. But they were wrong, because we have partners. I'm really pleased this morning to reveal that one of our major investors is a group out of Dubai called Damak, who many of you know. When you enter Dubai, there's always Damak on the buildings. Well, Damak is a major investor in Africa's AI compute, and we are building together all the facilities that you are seeing. Of course, Hadi mentioned our African investment partners, such as PIC, Royal Bafokeng, who have been with us for a very, very long time. And as an entrepreneur, I always know that we can do all the talking, but if we can't make a pitch to investors that make them put the money up, we might as well be singing to the birds. Thank you very much. It's always great to see you. I hope when we come back, maybe not in 30 years, because Andile and I won't want to come back in 30 years to attend a tech conference. We'll be out in the wine estates. But when we do come then, that it'll be all AI. Thank you, and God bless you guys.